After 2 weeks of wondering what this Dallas Cowboys team would look like, we finally got our answer on Monday Night Football as the Dallas Cowboys take down the Las Vegas Raiders 33-16 in Week 11 of the NFL season. Welcome in to Cowboys Update. I'm your host, Kyle Youmans. Now, there were a lot of different elements to this game, but the number one was that it was the first game back for the Dallas Cowboys since mourning the loss of one of their teammates, Marshawn Kneeland, a week and a half prior. The Cowboys back on the field, and they showed out in a big way for their fallen teammate. With the 33-16 win, the defense looked brand new. Yes, they had new faces on the defensive side of the ball, but the Cowboys offense finished with 4 passing touchdowns. All of these things adding up to something that Coach Schottenheimer said he is very proud of.
So proud of these guys, Calvin. I mean, the way that they grieved, cried, laughed, but they wanted to honor him, and we're not done honoring him. He's a part of our family forever, but it's been tough, man. I mean, these past 11 days have been really tough, and but I'm proud of those guys because just the way they played with Marshawn's play style.
Certainly did just that. They held their opponent under 300 yards for the first time this year, just 270 yards total for the Las Vegas Raiders. Cowboys scored more than 24 points for the first time since the Week 7 win over the Washington Commanders. It had been quite some time since the offense did what they did in this matchup against Las Vegas. But let's talk about the defensive side of the ball. Some newcomers added via injury returns. How about DeMarvion Overshown in his first game back since tearing an ACL, PCL, and MCL last December? Logan Wilson was a trade deadline acquisition. He played a lot of the snaps at the linebacker spot for the Cowboys. And then Quinnen Williams, of course, another trade acquisition. He was, of course, one of the best defensive tackles in football during his time with the New York Jets. He finished with a sack and a half in this game on Geno Smith. Ultimately, one of the best debuts we've seen in quite some time.
I'm playing with some great individuals, man. You got Kenny Clark, you got Osa, you got Easy, you got JD over there, man. So the guys around me, man, is playing unbelievable. It helped me. All I just kind of needed to do is just do my job, and it was that, man. But having a great group of guys around me make it easy for me. So.
I love the way that Quinnen Williams gave credit to the offensive line around him when he was the one that became the 4th Dallas player since 1982 with a sack and a half in his debut with the Cowboys. But he did allow for all the other guys around him to play better. Dante Fowler Jr., Jadeveon Clowney, Kenny Clark all had success. Osa Odighizuwa finished with a sack, and of course some pressure allowed for a tipped pass off the hands of Kenneth Murray Jr. to land with Marquise Bell. The defensive line looked entirely different. They allowed just 27 rushing yards to the Las Vegas Raiders on the offensive side of the ball. And I mentioned Logan Wilson, another one of those newcomers on the Dallas defensive side. He played in 34 snaps, which was the most out of any linebacker on that Cowboys second level, playing 57% of the snaps. And he wore the green dot for this Dallas defense, making the play calls from Matt Eberflus and relaying them to the rest of the team. So not only was he playing in most of the snaps, but he was helping call the plays on those snaps as well. Good stuff to see from Logan Wilson early. It was also good to see this offense click again for the first time since they played the Washington Commanders back in Week 7. Dak Prescott tossed 4 touchdown passes to 4 different wide receivers. He finished with a 138.6 passer rating. That's the highest he's had since Week 12 of the 2023 season. Remember, that was a year where he was in the MVP conversation, and the Cowboys finished with 12 wins. Dak saying it's not just about him, it's about the guys he's throwing the football too.
Yeah, huge. I mean, getting those guys the ball, watching them run after catch, being who they are. 2 elite guys that complement each other, that build off of each other's energy. One go makes a play, the other one wants to make a play. Tonight was fun. Just as I've always said, right, I'm just trying to get the ball out of my hands to these guys, be like a point guard, and let them go do what they do best. And tonight was a good example of that.
One of those guys, of course, is George Pickens, who continues to impress in his first season as a Dallas Cowboy. Becomes just the fourth wideout in Cowboys history to have 900 or more yards and 7 touchdowns in his first 10 games with the franchise. He joins a pretty elite list as well. How about Bullet Bob Hayes back in 1966, Michael Irvin in 1995, and Terrell Owens in 2007. Incredible stuff from George Pickens. He had 144 yards and a touchdown on Monday night against the Las Vegas Raiders. It was also the first game where both Pickens and CeeDee Lamb finished with a touchdown reception in the same game. Pickens has 7. Jake Ferguson caught his 7th touchdown pass as well. And then CeeDee Lamb got on the board with his 2nd touchdown reception of the year. So a lot of things going right for the Cowboys in Week 11. But they've got a short week to Week 12 as the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles come to town, and they bring one of the best records in the NFC at 8-2. They took down the Detroit Lions this past week on Sunday Night Football. 16-9 was the final score in that game, despite the Lions outscoring the Eagles 317-212, or outgaining the Eagles, I should say, 317-212 in the game. The Cowboys are going to have to get up against that Eagles defense, who is playing at an extremely high level. They've allowed just 16 total points since Week 8. They allowed 7 to Green Bay, allowed 9 to the high-powered offense for the Detroit Lions. Jalen Hurts and this offense have struggled to score points over the last few weeks, but for the most part, their defense is what has powered them to the NFC best 8-2 mark. If the playoffs were to start today, the Eagles would be the #1 seed in the NFC, and they would have the bye. Now, there is still a chance for the Cowboys to make an impact and win this game, but my key to a Week 12 win, you got to win at the line of scrimmage again. They did so against the Las Vegas Raiders. They held the Raiders to 27 yards rushing. Ashton Jeanty, first-round pick, great. You got that done. It's a different animal going up against this Philadelphia Eagles offense. Saquon Barkley, of course, they have the weapons on the outside, like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts running the whole show. But if you control the line of scrimmage and you do what you did against the Las Vegas Raiders, you at least stand a chance at AT&T Stadium. And that's my key to a Week 12 win. We've got all sorts of content for you throughout the week here on Dallas Cowboys TV and Dallas Cowboys Now app. You got to download that app on your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, wherever you get your sports content. The Dallas Cowboys Now app is available, and it's full of podcasts all the way throughout the week. We start at 8 a.m. Central Time, and we go all the way through the afternoon. Some of your favorites like Nick Eatman on Storyline. How about Barry Church on the Players Lounge? You got Mickey Spagnola, the legendary Mickey Spagnola, at noon Central Time on Mick Shots. It's an incredible group of podcasts. Be sure to check it out and pick your favorite. Plus, we've got Cowboys pregame live. Boy, did we have fun this past week leading up to the Las Vegas Raiders matchup. We'll do the same from the AT&T Stadium on Sunday, going into that Sunday afternoon matchup, 2 p.m. Central Time start time from AT&T Stadium this week on DallasCowboys.com and the Cowboys Now app. That's going to do it for us here on Cowboys Update. For our entire Dallas Cowboys crew, I'm Kyle Youmans. Enjoy your week, everybody, and be sure to download the Cowboys Now app.